are finally on the road.
On the road and heading to Alice Springs.
Sydney to Alice Springs in 8 or 9 days.
Was it about 2,500 Ks?
I think 2,800.
2,800 Ks.
A lot.
Big drive.
Probably the most kilometres we've ever driven in the shortest amount of time. And unfortunately we don't have the van, but we're going to make do and see how we go back in the tent. And it'll be fun anyway.
And finally, after 4 hours driving in the rain, we reached Gundagai for the night.
This is the old mill that was built in 1848. Milled all the flour on the river. Driving to Mildura today from Gundagai, and the sun is trying to come out, blue sky. It's going to be a good day.
We're doing a Mildura.
We are going to see one of my best friends who had her first baby last week. So this is one of our favourite campsites at Darlington Point. It's a free campsite right on the river, as you can see, and we love pulling up here in the van, just relaxing and enjoying it. And another thing we love about it is there's actually koalas here and in all the gum trees, so we'll probably go for a walk later and try and spot some koalas. So have you found any koalas?
No koalas yet.
Yet, being the key word.
It is the middle of the day, they're busy sleeping. So we'll look out for koala snores.
Koala snores. Good idea. So we were just talking about it, and I think that the koalas are actually at Narrandera, which is just up the road from Darlington Point. Today for lunch we have some leftover steamed veggies from last night's dinner. We just grabbed some rice noodles from Woolworths and some tofu, which I just chopped up, and then we normally wouldn't ever buy a pre-made sauce, but just because we're driving a lot, we don't have our van with us, we don't have our normal cooking things or our kitchen or anything, we did get a pre-made sauce. It's a teriyaki stir-fry sauce, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it tastes okay. And we'll just whip something up and have a nice lunch by the river. And
passing through a sunraiser in the marina, I think. The food bowl of New South Wales and Australia of producers
cutest flowers ever on this gum tree. Now we don't have these back at home in Sydney, but look how cute they are. And they're dangling down these lovely leaves. So nice. And they smell so sweet and so beautiful.
Hello.
What did you find?
I found some very cute blue red berries.
So small. Oh well, I'm definitely not going to try eating them.
Might be my dinner.
So pretty. Look at that.
So this is the King's Billabong Park, and this is a part of what made Mildura what Mildura is today. So the Murray River is not too far over this way, and in the late 1800s, some very clever people thought to produce these billabongs to draw water up from the river, and that water was then used for irrigation on the crops. And the original water supply could irrigate about 20,000 acres, and there's now hundreds of thousands of acres of irrigated agricultural fields here in Mildura that are feeding Australia.
We are at the junction of the Murray and the Darling River in Wentworth. It's about 20 kilometres, 30 kilometres out from Mildura, and it's where the Murray River, which is this one, and the Darling River, which is this one, meet. And it's pretty cool because the Darling River comes and starts at the top of Queensland, comes down through the northern rivers of New South Wales, all the way down here to meet up with the Darling, and it's just the Murray. It's just so much water, and it's so cool to see it all and the impact it has on the ecosystems. So we've travelled a few hundred metres down, and now we're actually at the confluence where you can see the Murray and the Darling rivers join. So on the far side over there, that's the Murray River, and this one coming through here is the Darling, and then moving forward they become one river. Look at that old tree. It's just stunning. And the viewing platform's flooded. So do you want to explain what just happened with the fruit and veggies and the bins on the side of the road?
Well, because we are entering into the state of South Australia, where apparently fruit fly are not currently problematic, we have had to dump all of the fresh fruit and veggies into the bin on the side of the road, which has a swarm of fruit fly buzzing around it. But fortunately for us, we didn't have any fresh fruit and veggies because we were warned by our friends that that would be the case. So we didn't have to, but the car behind had to dump a whole bag of oranges, which is pretty disappointing for them. Bit of a waste of food as well.
It is, and they probably just bought them fresh in Mildura, so that really sucks. But there is a quarantine station, and they actually pull you over and search your car. Woohoo! Yeah!
Australia!
South Australia! Woohoo! So we're coming up to the quarantine station, and we can see them checking people's cars up ahead.
Being Australia, they'll probably get grumpy that we're filming, so we might have to stop.
Yeah, we might have to stop filming here. Don't want to fine for that. See you on the other side. We made it!
So we didn't find the drugs.
They did. Yeah, it feels like when you're going from Mexico to America. I feel like that's how it would feel when you get everything checked. So they checked our glove box, they checked the back seat, any bags that were on the floor, and they also opened the boot of the car and checked the boot, rummaged around there for a bit. But yeah, she was pretty nice. South Australians so far seem to be really nice, so yeah, good on you, South Australia. What up?
What up? We are in Adelaide. We have spent the night in this luxurious cabin
Woohoo!
because, as you can see outside, the rain and the wind has joined us today.
But look how beautiful this caravan park is. It makes me think of the UK or somewhere in like Scotland, Wales. Nestled amongst the trees. So there's a stream that runs through there, and normally you can camp down there, but we're glad we're not camping down there because the water level's pretty high. But yeah.
Next stop for us is in town to the markets in Adelaide. We're told there's lots of food in there.
Oh, it's so windy out here.
So windy. So much wind.
Yeah.
So next stop for us is in town into Adelaide. To the markets, and then we are going through Central Australia up north to
Uluru! Woohoo!
but that's another 4 days.
Yeah. We are at the Adelaide Central Market, finally.
We've just ordered ourselves an eggplant pita from this place behind, organic coffee and hot chocolate.
Yum!
Looking forward to that. This is a really cool place. Very little plastic, lots of really fresh produce, awesome organic store.
Locally grown.
Locally grown. It's so good here. Definitely worth coming to check it out if you're ever in Adelaide. Alright, this is the eggplant pita or the savage pita, and it's got all of that cool stuff in there. You ready? Let's try it out.
How is it?
Delicious.
Yeah? You'd get it again? Yum! Bunga. Bunga. Say that 3 times fast. There she is, Nessie. What a cutie. Just chilling, appreciating the pink water. Probably the last main town before you go up towards Uluru, Alice Springs. So we're going to fill up on fuel because we're almost on empty. And we're also going to do some grocery shopping. And over to our right you can see this mountain range. That's the Remarkables National Park. And it's still been raining, but it's clearing up.
I'll be coming home, then I'll be at your door. When I'll be coming home, I plan to let you know.
So we pulled over to camp on the side of the road today, and it's just a random stop in the middle of nowhere, and there was a track into the bush, so we've walked down the track probably about 800 meters, and we think we've come across an old cemetery. We'll show you. Over there. That definitely looks like a tombstone to me. So let's go check it out because, I don't know, that's kind of creepy.
When I look deep into your eyes, when I'll be coming home, and I am on my way, when I'll be coming home, I wanna see you play the music of your heart. I'm followed by your light.
So we can confirm it's definitely a graveyard. So this big tombstone, he passed away in 1897, and then probably the most recent tombstone was 1956. Oh, sorry, 2006. And then there's some really old ones there. Kind of creepy. So far in the middle of nowhere, nothing around. You have to wonder what they were doing out here and who buried them, what was their story. So here's a little snapshot into the reality of traveling from Sydney to Uluru. It's not always staying in nice places. Sometimes it's on the side of the road. As you can see, we're set up there tonight. And we are cooking. I'll show you what we're cooking. So here is Paul cooking up some organic mushroom soup on the stove. That looks pretty good.
Look, this is how bad my cooking is. I offered it to an emu and that's the leftover.
Yeah, so the reality of outback life is that you can be cooking your dinner here and over here you've got a dead emu foot, which is not very nice.
When I look deep into your eyes.
Hey guys, so we were just having breakfast and we're sitting in this little shelter that's at the rest area, and we saw this graffiti on the top of the rest area and it says Gibson's Camp Hotel area 1884 to 1915, and we realized that the tombstone we found out at the cemetery in the bush, his surname's Gibson, so he must have owned the hotel. And then we googled it and it turns out there was a hotel here, and we'll put a photo of it in the video for you to check it out. It's a nice black and white photo, but yeah, it's pretty surreal to think that there was something here and now there's nothing. They should probably put up a sign or even a notice board just to tell you what it was about, but it's pretty interesting, pretty cool. As you can tell, the flies are already out and about. Look at the cars! How is that container just balanced there?
What have we got?
We have found stirred desert peas on the side of the road, and there's hundreds of them, and it's incredible. So stirred desert pea is a very endangered, rare flower that grows in Central Australia, and it's so hard to find them, so hard, yeah, to even find them in the wild. And here we are driving along the road, and there's this giant patch of red.
Don't you worry now, my love.
We've just stopped on the side of the road at a lookout point, and over behind us there is a lake. Phoebe's just getting some drone footage at the moment. It looks pretty cool. It seems to be another pink sort of a lake. But interestingly, this sign here is completely useless. It tells us nothing about what the lake actually is. so we're clueless, but when we get back in the car, we'll do a bit of Googling.
So don't you worry now, don't you worry now, all this soon will end. Don't you worry now, don't you worry now, my love.
We've just stopped on the side of the highway in a place called Glen Dambo.
Yep.
And it has a roadhouse, actually 2 or 3 roadhouses. It has some accommodation, it has a giant windmill. I'll show you what it looks like. So petrol over there, fuel, there's some accommodation. Phoebe's doing the lunch. That is the old roadhouse, then the new roadhouse. And then this way. Nice. You like sandwiches?
So don't you worry now, don't you worry now, all this soon will end. Yeah, don't you worry now, don't you worry now, my love.
We're about to arrive in a town called Marla, and Marla is the last stopover for South Australia before you head into the Northern Territory. So we're going to spend the night there. Hopefully the pub's open and we can go and have a cold drink because it's been bloody hot today. Just to give you an idea, it's 7 p.m. and the temperature's still at 30 degrees. And we've been driving all day in that temperature, so we are ready to cool off, relax, and chill out. Good morning, everybody. So this is where we camped last night. It's at Marla Traveller's Rest Stop. And this is one of the camp kitchens. So there's 2 camp kitchens. It's good, they've just got some tables, chairs, bin. There's Paul having brekkie. Got a barbecue, a sink, preparation area. And then there's another camp kitchen just up there. It's not very far away, and that has a fridge. Yeah, another barbecue. It's got a stove, and it's enclosed so that the mozzies and flies can't get in, which is nice. But this is our last stop before we head to Uluru.
Hey there, thanks for checking out our vid. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe. Episode 2 will be coming out shortly, and we're heading to Uluru, so make sure you check that out. Thanks guys.